Hello anglers. The purpose of this video is to express my frustrations and lack of interest in continuing to make Albion online fishing content, hence why I've kind of been MIA for the last 8 months. I can't believe it's been 8 months. This is crazy. I thought it was like 4, but it's been 8. And honestly, that's to me just due to the lack of content and updates that fishing has received in the last, I don't even know. I don't want to make this sound like a rant or like I'm venting. Moreover, I just want to publicly state my thought process and perspective on the current state of fishing in Albion Online. So please come along with me. I hope you stick to the end because I have a lot to say, but yeah, just try to stick with me. Okay, so to start this, I think we should go back. I think we need to look at the origin of fishing in Albion Online. So, fishing was introduced into Albion Online in the Lancelot update, which was released on March 12th, 2018. That was nearly 7 years ago to the day. I began playing Albion Online on June 4th, 2018. So, fishing was fairly new when I began playing the game. There wasn't much interest in it from what I remember, and most people preferred like other gatherings over it, like skidding and mining. As I look back, since then, there have been 16 major updates. 16 different major updates and a bunch of patches in between. And honestly, here we are 7 years later, and I feel as though nothing has changed. I still feel as though, and I could be wrong, that the consensus I get from talking within Twitch chats and other players is that fishing is this obscure, weird gathering tree that they just rather not do. People love the benefits of fishing. They love their 0.2 deadwater eel stews, their 0.3 Avalonian stews, and things like that. But would they be the ones out there fishing? No. They have better gatherings out there. They like PvP, which to each their own, right? But just want to make it a point that 7 years later, the consensus about fishing is it's this weird, obscure gathering profession. So I decided to take a look back through those 16 patches and try to find when the last update was to fishing, or at least mentioned fishing in some aspect. And the last update I could find that mentioned fishing was fairly recent, and it was in the Horizons patch number 4 that was released on December 18th, 2024. And the change that they made to fishing was that all baits, could not be equipable as a potion in your potion slot anymore. Instead, they could be used within your inventory, which is a good change, but not a major one that would make me want to come back to fishing 6 hours a day like I was doing before. I think it's a quality of life thing, but from the consensus, or the sense I got from it, wasn't that it was to make fishermen's life easier. Moreover, just potions got reworked in some aspect and how you could equip them, so they wanted to play around that. But I could be wrong. Maybe they just did it as a quality of life change for fishermen. And if they did, thank you, SBI. So before this minor change to potions and bait, there was nothing really else to fishing. There were other tiny changes, but they weren't really to fishing. They were more over to the game. So gathering gear not giving gathering speed anymore, or the fisherman splash boots not being able to, you can't use that splash boot ability and have an objective one of the cores. It'll make you drop the objective, right? But there hasn't been a significant impact to fishing and its gameplay since, and correct me if I'm wrong, they made all fish gatherable in every biome. So that change that I'm referring to came on the 2nd of March 2022 in the Lands Awakening patch number 6, which made all biome exclusive fish no longer biome exclusive. So what I mean by that is, when it used to be you could catch deadwater eel in the forest and black bog clams in the swamps, now you can catch them anywhere. As of 2022, that's been the case. Right? And I'm just gonna, I said I wasn't gonna rant, but that has to be the dumbest and in my opinion, the most unnecessary change they could have made. I think to me it makes no sense from a world building perspective. It's the equivalent of like making fiber or wood available in biomes they're not naturally growing in. And I cannot for the life of me figure out why they would do that, other than to frustrate fishermen who were always in the forest biomes catching deadwater eels. It just made no sense. Prior to that addition, though, the next update that actually had any valuable, true, enjoyable like content in it was on October 21st, 2022. And that's when they added the Avalonian fish, or the snapper, as you all know, or should know. That was the last great update fishing has received. October 21st, 2022, over 4 years ago. And since then, there hasn't been any kind of new content. And let me just say, I am tired. I just want something that can like add to fishing that would make it more enjoyable again and just kind of make it refreshing. I feel like they added point 4 for other, for the other gatherings, and they've, added a bunch of other, maybe not a bunch of, but they've added some stuff like aspects and things to the roads and to the game that have made it enjoyable for other gatherings. But, and the other gatherings have enchantments. And you can go to the mists, which have like better enchantment rates and stuff like that. But like for fishing, I'm tired. I just want something new. So I'm gonna give you guys my proposal, and please just hear me out. Okay, so my proposal to add content to fishing in Albion Online is a fishing aspect. Just like in the mists and open world where you can find aspects and kill them for major gathering resources, just do the same for fishing. I'm gonna try and illustrate on the screen with my horrible MS Paint skills what I mean by this and how I have this idea in my head and how it would look, right? So the idea would be a small, medium, or large pool, and that would take 1, 3, or 5 fishermen to all cast into the pool, okay? And once all of the rods have been deployed, they each get their own mini game, the regular fishing mini game. And once everybody has successfully completed it, it would unearth the aspect. And so I would imagine the aspect would come up onto land. You would then have to fight it. And then, each, depending on where you're at, biome would have its own special boss. Maybe it doesn't have to be biome specific, since that's how SPF feels. But you could have like a kraken in the salt water. You could have like a crab, a snapper, an eel, etc. All with like different attack patterns, right? And then once the boss is defeated, and you kill it, it would slither back into the water, and a pool of 20, 50, or like 100 fish can be caught within that pool. And I think it would be actually like especially cool if it could be enchanted, just like other aspects, enchanted in quotes that is, which means it would have an increased chance to drop rare biome specific fish. So if you fight the eel, then you have a better chance of catching rare fish, like more eels in that pool. I think it would be a great addition to the game, and it would really like revive the fishing community and bring fishermen together. So you would imagine when you see an aspect or like a 2 sword guardian in the roads, you call your guild up or you call your friends up, say, hey, like I found an aspect, come help me kill it, right? And everybody masses, and then you kill it, and then you get the stuff and you get out, right? Same thing for the fishing community. So if you guys can see the vision, I hope my MS Paint skills helps you kind of see it. But if you could see the vision and you think it's a cool idea, please, like this video, share it, and I would ask you to share it to your favorite streamer, ask them to react to it. Honestly, the more eyes we can get on this issue, in my eyes, in my, how I see it, the better chance we have at getting some type of fishing update. I've linked all of the relevant information to the patch notes and things I'm describing in the description below. Yeah, that's my state of where I want Albion fishing to go. That would be super cool. Thank you guys for watching. I'm sorry I haven't uploaded in 8 months, but I'll catch you guys in the next one. And as always, happy fishing.